Farcaster 101 is an educational series brought to you by GM Farcaster in partnership with Snickerdoodle, building off of their State of Farcaster report, which you can access at snickerdoodle.com. This 12-part series introduces all aspects of the Farcaster ecosystem and helps you get started building your social graph and brand on Farcaster. GM Farcaster. So we just did the culture and vibes module 5 and 6. So they will be separate when you see them in the future. The recorded versions will be available on YouTube right after this, around 5 p.m. Eastern, and with some show notes. And this is Farcaster 101. So we're just answering questions. So jump in the comments if you want to come chat with us on screen. You can request to come up in the StreamYard. So we'll direct you to jump in our StreamYard. So just message us and we'll get you up here if you'd like to chat. So how's things going today, Adrienne? Since I've seen you since this morning.
I just realized you might have said this, but I wasn't listening because I can't multitask.
Thanks. Yes.
I heard you talking, but I wasn't listening. I was casting. So we will, if people are on YouTube or StreamYard and they comment,
yeah,
we'll see them. If we're live streaming as well to Twitter.
Yeah, you can also comment there, and we'll see that too.
We will see the comment. Never mind. I was going to say we don't.
We can only bring you up from StreamYard, so okay. I'll drop that link in here as well, and you can jump in with us if you want. But we'll just see. So if you're in our chat somewhere, have a question, drop a note, and we'll bring you on up if you want to chat with us. But you can also just drop any questions related to Farcaster, culture, and vibes. Or
want to see my mug?
I do. What you got? Oh, lovely. Lovely. I don't have any of my mugs handy. Oh, wait, yes, I do. But it's empty at the moment. But I do have my Farcaster mug that I was using this morning. So lovely.
There we go. If only we could sell these in a merch store.
I promise I'm going to get it done. Could you hear me still?
No, you're back.
Okay.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know if it was on my end.
What happens? I don't know. I just disappeared for a minute. I wonder if let me see how things are looking here. Okay. Yeah, I'm maxed out.
What did you think of our culture and vibes module?
I thought it was great. It's super fun.
Vibes were immaculate.
Vibes were immaculate. I'm seeing what's going to hold up today. From our, like, little bit of a, sometimes the culture gets a little bit of a test. So I feel like today's a good test of the culture. For the most part, what I'm seeing is kind of what we talked about, like respectful discussions, not a lot of dunking, a little bit of dunking here and there, a little bit of feelings on the timeline, but for the most part, pretty good. Was thinking about with culture and vibes, just like how it's always shifting, like doesn't matter what platform you're on. But I think the past 24 hours-ish, you can very much see the different culture and vibes of all the different social media. Like it's very, very clear, which is interesting. So that to me has been very much on display in the past 24 hours or so, because I jumped onto Threads.
Yeah, what socials have you been hanging out on?
Threads and Twitter. I don't usually hang out on Threads at all, but I happen to still have it because when it launched, I'm like, oh, let me check it out. And I think I've been back once. And today I was like, oh, let me go just see, because I saw somebody talking about the different vibes on the different platforms. And I'm like, oh, let me go check this out. It's a whole different world. It's literally a whole different world from Twitter. Like, I was like, I don't even recognize this place. I don't know what this world is. It was funny. So there was that. And then, especially because I live in Florida, so it really picked up location, which I
Oh,
don't usually put location anywhere else. I don't know why I had it on there for some reason. Um, and it's funny because there's a lot of Florida discussion happening. And then Twitter is like absolute opposite, absolute opposite right now. So it's like really interesting. But I do think that, at least from what I've seen so far, it seems to be Farcaster sort of hovering in that middle, having some interesting discussions, thoughtful discussions, a little bit of the other stuff that you see everywhere else, but for the most part,
yeah.
holding. Yeah, so that's that. And then I think we had some good discussions about some of the examples that we were talking about are really interesting, and love seeing how those are playing out too. Just listening it back when we were talking about Bounty Caster, and like I just love Linda. I love Linda. I love that she's building so publicly. I'm
Hmm.
that she started there rather than trying to build it somewhere else, because I'm just glad we got to be part of her journey. So yeah, what do you
Likewise.
think from that?
Sorry, you just cut out. What did
Oh,
you
I
say?
said thoughts from our latest module.
Um, I think talking about culture and vibes it can be hard, um, because they're amorphous. It's a lot easier when we're just kind of walking you through how to create an account. Um, and I think it can also be hard because, um, yeah, it's like I guess a vibe is a vibe. We call it a vibe because it's like harder to pick up on. Um, by the way, are you cutting out again, or is this on me? And why are we having? I've lost Prof. I
Yeah,
don't know if it's
yeah,
on my
I'm
end or
back.
your end.
No, it's on my end.
And
I think it's on my end. I
ah,
think it's the
okay.
issue that I was trying to solve the other day, but needed another part. And so now I have to go get it fixed. But anyway, side note.
Oh,
So we
okay.
have this question from Disco Dancing. GM, I saw token Ether. Is that Ethernet's token? Um, Ethernet does not have a token. So I'm going to guess it's one of two things. Either somebody created it with that name, without, like, it's not an official token, or it could be if it is an NFT, the NFT related one. So I don't know if one of those, which it may have. I know that Oxen created a new account, a new collection, and it was called Aether. And I don't know if that then turned into an ERC20, which, for those who aren't familiar, Zora has this mechanic that if you launch an NFT and it gets a certain amount of mints, it can then become an ERC20. So it's possible you just missed it. So I'll double check that for you, Disco Dancing, because it could be it. Could be the case. But otherwise, it does not have a token to my knowledge. Its token is higher. If you ask it, it will tell you that it's higher.
That is a good point. It's kind of North Star. It is trained to promote higher. So, and it's been very consistent. So I would be very sus if there's any token beyond higher.
Yeah, and there could
And
be, but it's not probably one that's sanctioned. I'm trying to see if I can find out right now. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think so, but I think it could be that Oxen token is what I'm guessing. So I'll have to go check. Um, so you're welcome, Disco. And so what else stood out for you from our little sesh on culture and vibes?
I don't know.
I don't know. We talked a lot about builder
Builder.
energy.
So
Yeah,
much builder. Yeah, it
so
was
much
almost like
builder.
if you sum it all up, it's just be a builder
Just
and
be a builder.
um
That's a lot of what I saw early this morning too, was like, just keep building. All right. Okay.
yeah.
Back to building, things like that. And I think that's the right approach. If the vibes aren't immaculate, build your own vibes.
That's right.
It's an opportunity for another client. We didn't mention that. We didn't talk about that aspect of some of that's another, what I would call almost like an inside joke at this point. Don't like something on Farcaster, there's a good chance that Dan may say opportunity for another client. In other words, you can build what you want to see in the world on
Yeah,
top of Farcaster. So yeah, there's that.
yeah, we from a culture and vibe perspective, we did talk a lot about permissionless
Yeah, we
and
did.
how that shows up from a crypto perspective, but also just Farcaster permissionless. Um, from a hey, we're going to tell you all the inside jokes in Farcaster so that you're successful. We did not do that. It makes
Mm-mm.
me think. I wonder if we should develop a bonus 13th module. We have 12. We have 12 planned. Do we need a 13th module, which is we're just going to explain the inside jokes between Wow Wow
Explain all the memes,
Mole? Yeah.
all the memes, all the
Oh,
jokes.
opportunity
Yeah,
for another client. That could be
opportunity for
good.
another client. Um, yeah, and so disco dancing. I think if Warpcast is full of builders, they may only have time to vibe with memes, and that is also truth.
I made a
In fact,
meme today.
you made a meme?
Yeah, did you probably saw it? It was in response to disco dancing.
Oh, I did see that. That was funny. That was funny. You know what I
Because
hate when
disco dancing
I go
disco dancing did not know what Dan Romero looks like.
that's right, which was hilarious.
They thought that Dan looked like a pirate, a black and white pirate. So they were looking at the AMA that we recommended and for a while thought, who is this person in this video? And why are they talking about Farcaster?
I thought it was
Um,
just those two women.
eventually figured out that that's Dan Romero, the founder of Farcaster, but I did the pigeon. Is this a butterfly? Is this a pigeon meme? Because I think we've achieved sufficient decentralization. And once again, I've lost Prof, and I have no idea if I'm the one going offline or she is. So apologies. Oh, all right. So Prof left. So I guess was her internet, not mine. All right. I knew it was someone on Farcaster, but I thought Pirate Dan would have a beard. Yeah, now that you know what he looks like, you'll see him everywhere. Do you think it's clear that GM Farcaster and Prof and I have zero formal relationship to Farcaster? Because we do a lot, especially with Farcaster 101. We're now kind of owning onboarding and doing a lot of content creation about Farcaster, but it's entirely permissionless. Um, yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you. All right. Prof's Wi-Fi went out.
I'm
Oh,
back.
welcome back. I just never knew if it was me. Like you do the thing where you freeze and you're frozen again. I'm gonna.
I don't know what's going on. Wi-Fi and everything keeps, yeah, going to hell today.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully.
Ish. You're a little laggy.
I'm laggy. You're laggy. I'm laggy. We're laggy.
Um,
Miriam
Miriam,
loved the culture modules. Very cool.
yes. Miriam, do you have any questions? I mean, you're already in Farcaster, but do you have any questions or about culture or vibes that was unclear or anything you think we could have hit on? And how much time do you have before work starts?
You want to come chat?
Yeah.
I
You're laggy but swaggy.
love that. That's cute. Um, we could talk about some of the various and how they came to be. I don't know.
Oh, I think office hours, you just sit and wait for students to show up and ask you questions. Isn't that what you do,
Usually
Prof?
did.
Yeah.
It's usually what I did.
I can multitask. I could do some work. Oh, we lost her again. Alrighty. Yeah, the dinner party analogy, I think, fits well. Um, I've heard Dan mention it a few times. I don't know, maybe not so much recently, but I've heard him say it a few times. Um, and this is like evergreen life advice, right? Which is like, F around, find out, just like start interacting and learn as you go, as opposed to trying to learn it all from the outside. Oh, and this is interesting. Like to find your way, follow a bot, follow Aether's example, and do some of the interesting things. What do you have in your mind? Is that like hypersub, NFT art? And this is the nicest thing I've heard. We love to make you feel like you're in touch with the culture.
Why am I hearing our
That's me.
music?
Because I couldn't just sit here in silence. I had to put music on in the background. Did you like? You go.
Why am I hearing our theme song?
I could have just been like, "What are you talking about?" There's no music.
Yeah, you totally could have, and I would not have known what was going on. Oh, that's cool. Trying to follow Ethernet's example and do some of the interesting things that they have done. That's cool.
Want to hear some other good music? Should we just listen? I'm gonna upload some more music. Okay, stand by.
Culture related music. Some higher
I've got
FM
one. Hold on.
Get Miriam on to do some music someday too.
Please.
To do that. I love that too. For me, hanging around Farcaster, start to interact with people, help me get a sense of the culture. Love that. And we do try. Yeah, love this too. That is part of our mission, is to hopefully. Is that She King?
Yes.
Love it.
So what? Sorry.
Love it.
Um,
The park would be
let
another
me
good
get.
one.
Do you have park music to upload? Yeah. So this music you're listening to is Chic Bangs. It's called Focus, and I'm obsessed with it, and I'm obsessed with her.
We love Chic Banks. Higher FM, very cool initiative. That was cool. I don't know if you saw that from the park with our Right Here, Right Now, the split in Zora. That was pretty cool. With all the different contributors. It was the mint split. I just thought that was very cool.
What mint? I don't know.
The mint of Right Here, Right Now that we recorded at FWB Fest. And they had a very cool image of the split. Yeah, because there were so many different people.
And was it split with everybody who contributed?
Yeah, just different levels, depending on how much you contributed. So if you were a background singer, you still had something, but not as much as the actual musicians. But it was just kind of cool.
That is really cool.
I think it is still available to
Programmable.
recast it. I think so. I'll double check and recast it after this. But it is, but it reminded me because Chic was on there too. And she had pointed that out, that was a cool. What are you drinking right now? It looks like some tea.
It is. It's a mint.
What kind?
It's mint green. It's green tea with mint.
Green tea was very nice. Lovely. I'm in my full caffeine mode of Diet Pepsi. It's time.
My favorite thing who are the people who are hanging out, not asking questions, not saying hi, but hanging out in office hours? What are we doing? I want to know who's hanging out. Oh my God, Prof lost internet again. Just stop with this. What did you? Kristen, what's up? Wait, cast out was what?
I could still hear you that whole time.
Oh, I don't know that you just go away.
It's so weird. Indeed, cast out was. What did we say? What was it?
I don't know, but I think God is punishing.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure. We're running it back, Kristen. Starting, I have to get that all finalized this week, but we're going to run it back. So if you want to be a coach, you can't play again, but you can be a coach. So
I can't wait to be a coach. I cannot wait to be on the sidelines of that stupid game. I mean, stupid game. It's not stupid. It's an incredible game, and it's going to. No, what's weird, Kristen? We're not having StreamYard issues. StreamYard's been great. It's just Prof is having Wi-Fi issues.
Yeah, it's me.
And she never does. It's very rare. So I think it's because Florida voted against women last night. So it's like punishment. This is what happens. First they come for the internet. First they take away your right to abortion, then they come for your internet.
That's the general order of things. Oh my God. My internet though has been messed up since the hurricane, for about a month, but usually only certain times a day, and usually not this time of day. So that's weird. I don't know what's going on.
Sounds like you need to get Starlink.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it's allowed. Let me check. I don't know if I'm allowed to. You maybe have to show your. Anyway, I'm not even going to go there.
Okay, who's more powerful? Who's more powerful
today? Which is fantastic.
Hi. Okay, who's more powerful, Donald Trump or Elon Musk?
Elon Musk.
Does Donald Trump know that?
No. No. Definitely not. Definitely not. No. And I don't think Elon would say he is to his face. I don't think so. But we know. It's true. So anyway, what are some of your favorite things about Farcaster culture if you're watching and you are already on Farcaster. Something like Kristen, Priyanka. Would love to hear your thoughts on that. Oh, so Kristen said she's continuing to investigate new apps for streaming. I'm curious about that. Let me know if you find anything better. I have yet to.
StreamYard.
Yeah, I like StreamYard. It's easy. Yeah. Anything else I've looked at is complicated.
Kristen, what are you not liking about StreamYard?
The GCs where we are all commiserating. Yeah, that's a good part of the culture, for sure.
Or celebrating. Not
True.
saying mine, but just saying I know they're
True.
out there.
True. Very true. But I do think I think the group chats are where you find those like closer, cozy corners right now. I think the channels, which we haven't done our module on channels. Yeah, we're not quite there yet.
Funny is, yeah.
Yeah.
Modules, I want to say 3 and 4 were supposed to be on channels. And we decided.
No, it was supposed
channels.
To be. It was supposed to be like, 3 and 4. Yeah, you're right.
The second.
Wait.
So we decided to just wait because channels were going to be in flux. And then every week they change. So we just keep kicking it back. So we're doing 12 modules. So 11 and 12 will be on channels. So which
is just funny.
Actually, let's tease out next. Excuse me. Next week we're doing cryptocurrencies, which will be fun.
Yeah.
Then we have then we're going to be doing content creation strategies, and then finally channels and community.
It's funny because I was as I was going through stuff for culture, I kept finding things for content. Mm-hmm. Like when I was going through like the Snickerdoodle State of Farcaster, a lot of things were content, but they weren't necessarily culture.
Yeah.
So it was like trying to sort that out.
There's overlap.
And Kristen, I have to go back and watch this week's OK Banger because I missed it because we had the hub on at the same time, which we won't let happen again. We're sorry. It was a last minute
I have to
thing.
as well.
Yeah. And the hub was really good.
My husband and I have been doing dog walks together, like our dog walks together, and that's usually my podcasting time. So I'm behind on podcasting, my listening.
Oh, because you're doing a walk with your husband instead.
Yeah,
I got it.
I don't have like my alone time.
I'm sorry, I have to go for another walk now. Ooh, Wonder. Tomorrow's is on Wonder. Okay, cool. Oh. I saw the beanbag chair, by the way. Did you see the setup? She's in the beanbag now. I wonder what the Wonder is about.
I love Wonder and Wander, and I like to.
You like to wander?
All right, have a good and Wander.
Go have fun teaching the students to play Taylor Swift. Okay.
Yes,
have fun. That sounds like fun, actually. Yes, the beanbag chair. I did see the beanbag chair. That's so funny. So I got freaked out because I'm literally sitting on the beanbag right now and thought my camera is on somehow. I was just talking about the other day because I saw your beanbag chair. That was your big surprise for Cameron. I just thought that was cute. Also, I love your new tagline now with more torso. I think is so funny.
I didn't understand that, and then I got it. I was like, oh, like that torso. It's like this. It's like,
yeah. It's me. Tis I, Doug. Yeah.
I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready to invest in a little bit of a better setup than what I have.
I have a new microphone. I haven't set it up yet because I think I need one other thing. I think I need a Rodecaster thing to plug it into.
What's been bothering me lately is like my microphone is too far away, so I like lean in, and my chair, and then it's like I don't like that look. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh, that's so funny. So they're really, here's the thing I love about OK Banger and everything, watching like Kristen and Cameron iterate is like they are really doing the research. They're like doing the deal on like what makes good content, what's the best like colors, like serious research. And I'm so impressed. And I really need to do more of that. But I love that. Cameron needs more torso from us for better
Like,
shorts, not
for
just our giant
instance,
heads.
there are so many low-hanging fruit that
Yeah.
we could
Oh,
pick
yeah.
to improve our level of,
Yes.
for
Podcasting.
instance,
Yeah.
like, don't wear green.
Don't wear green or
Don't
anything that has green in it.
that has to have a green
It's
thread,
gray.
like, it's gotta
I know.
no, there's gotta be a green undertone,
I
like,
know.
it has to.
But it's just gray.
Um,
I don't know. And it was fine this morning, though. And if I change the background, it might be fine again. It's so weird.
yeah, so a longer mic boom arm would allow
Yeah.
leaning back. How about a mic boom arm to
How
start
about a
with?
mic how about a boom arm?
It's not mine's not too short, it's non-existent.
Yeah, that might be it.
Um,
And I don't want more torso.
I guess we could
I'm good
do
without the
a
torso.
I guess we could do a feelings check-in. One of the reasons why I
We
refuse
could.
to try to upgrade my setup is it means I'm officially doing this with my life, and I and we don't like to go there.
We've had a couple conversations about that this week. Um, we can talk about how media has impacted the culture of Farcaster. And I
Yeah,
think that
let's do
we've
that.
seen a number of Farcaster-focused media that's launched in the past year, starting with us, but certainly not the only. And there was some before us too, but they were mostly on Abura, which doesn't even
Yeah.
really exist anymore. So it's
And we should
interesting.
also yeah, and we should talk about how Dan's focus has really been on developers and,
Right.
like, he doesn't, and yet we don't really care because we do media and we don't
Yeah.
really need him to, tell us we're doing a good job, Dan. We're just gonna do it anyway, but there's been a few of these, like,
But if you
lots of
want to
people
tell
building
us you're doing a good job, that's
yeah.
okay too.
But even
You know.
that of, like, what do people want in terms of, like, there was always that,
Mhm,
we want a media tab on the explore tab, how do you help promote the media? And
mhm.
I really do believe there when people come to Farcast, I remember early on just looking for back then it was just like unlonely. Like you wanted to like just like hang out and get entertained. So there was this um idea
Cameron
of
used
like,
to do that a lot too, right? Cameron would just hang out, Ted would just hang out, and people would just kinda
yeah.
jump on. Oh, Justin On's done that a couple times where he'll just do
Hmm.
yep, few people.
Sam used to do that, just like,
Yep,
hey, come hang. Um, so it does feel like the more Farcaster content there is, because there's a need there, then the more demand there will be for some. Like I think it's a
yeah,
classic, it's like the pie will only grow bigger the more people are doing it.
yeah.
So I actually just forgot I created a channel yesterday called Farcaster Media.
Oh, you did?
And and instead of highlighting I haven't reached out to everyone yet. So Kristen, if you're still here, you're one of the people I need like because we're in some of these DMs, it's like also with I've talked to Humpty about it but
Yep,
it's like, how do we like amplify all of our voices together? So I just created a channel, not so much to amplify our content, but for us to just kind of, I don't know, strategize. I don't even know what I did it for. It just like, how do I aggregate? How do I get people? I mean, more of a community. It's like if you're
yeah,
building media on Farcaster, let's.
yeah.
So
And
I just
also
remembered
that
I did
reminds
that.
me of, like, I still have that form I haven't gotten out to everybody. Kristen, sending it out to you. Up the network as well. Now those are 2 different things, but also part of that. So we do need to do that. Yeah, and I do think there's a lot of great media that's developed in the past year or so. Like you've got OK Banger. Before that, you had Beef, Chris, and Bart Head. I think I said it right finally.
Mm.
Um, and then you have Many Such Cases, which hasn't done one in a bit, but it was doing some cool ones. And Johnny's also got Hyperactive.
Doing
Um,
numbers just dropped a new one.
Doing
I just
Numbers just
created.
dropped a new
So
one. Who else am I missing? Humpty and Peachy doing I think they're the ones who are doing Early Morning Crew, and then there's
mhm.
Late Night Crew, and those are audio media. You've got YB in terms of regular written media, and Kahlo. Those 2 are on the regular basis. Um, Interesting and usually about or touching on Farcaster. Not always totally focused on that, though. Um, what else am I missing? Oh, the one that Dan was just on.
Los
Yes.
Los Fomos.
Los Fomos? I think it's Los Fomos. And there's also, um, Buenos noches, Farcaster,
Yes.
which I
Clueless.
think is funny.
There's a,
Yeah.
how are they
There's
doing? Have you checked in on them?
I haven't. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's a good question.
So
I don't know.
yeah, there's a Spanish Buenos noches,
Yeah,
Farchester,
Farcaster.
Farcaster.
Farcaster. For your evening time. Um, late night cruise should be tonight. So that should be interesting.
They're too late for me. I
It's
love
hard.
them very, very much, but
It's hard.
it's not
There are
happening.
times even when I'm still awake, but my brain can't like I just can't. It's too much thinking. Much thinking at that point. Like I need like just random sitcoms so I can go back and I can go to sleep. But tonight I might jump on actually. I think that would be fun.
Hmm.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Hi, Gloomy Llama.
Hi, Gloomy Llama. Are you Gloomy
Oh,
Llama on Farcaster? And if so, we will follow you. If
and are you
not,
friends with
drop your
Llama Facts?
do you know llama facts? Is
You
there a
know my
llama
friend.
cabal? Is there a llama cabal? Is my big question.
Hi,
Bye, Kristen.
Kristen.
See ya.
Gloomy. Let's. Oh,
And Gloomy
Gloomy
Llama,
Llama.
if you have any questions about Farcaster that we can answer, that's what we're doing here today. We're just doing a little office hours, doing a little answering any questions about Farcaster that we can answer.
Um,
Yeah. So did you find Gloomy Llama?
I found
No?
Gloomy Llama.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
yeah.
Gotta go
So
look right now. How do you spell llama? Two L's.
who else? Well,
AMA.
Gloomy Llama, let us know if you have any questions about Farcaster. We're happy to answer. Um,
Oh, and they were following me. I just followed you back. Hi, Gloomy Llama. They're an artist. Cool, cool. All right, Gloomy.
I do miss in the days. I do miss the crypto when we had Unlonely for streaming and they had ENS integration
Yeah,
because it is hooking like trying to map
yeah.
Gloomy, my second account, trying to map back like whose people are on Farcaster is more difficult in the YouTube world.
So wait a minute. You have another account that's just Gloomy, or Gloomy Llama is your second account? I'm confused. But do you also have Gloomy? It's a lot of gloom.
Gloomy, yeah.
We need
Are
to.
you
Are you gloomy? Are you feeling okay today? I'm concerned. That's a lot of gloom. Speaking of gloom,
Gloomy's last cast is a picture of looks like lavender maybe or purple flowers, very Farcastery and not gloomy at all.
oh, I see that. Did I get disconnected on here? Almost. Oh yeah, that is pretty. Remember the gloom token that BixByte put out there? I don't know how that's doing anymore. Um, anyway, speaking of, next week we're going to be talking about
Remember?
cryptocurrencies. So there we go.
Do you remember points and farts?
I do. We'll be going over all of that next week. The whole history of cryptocurrencies that have been integrated into Farcaster. There we go. Oh, that's where this account came from. Yeah, it's down bad. I didn't think that. I think it, it had its moment as they do. I think if I remember correctly, BixByte was trying to do something with Gloom on Bitcoin too. She was doing something. She was trying to do something funky where it had some Bitcoin connection, and then something happened with the drop. So I don't know if that ever got off the ground. But yeah, Degen and Ham, I have to really look at Ham because I have been neglecting learning about it. And honestly, it was just like a limitation on my brain, as that often happens. Um, which is why I tell people never to copy trade me because I don't do things that are rational. Please don't. But Ham is seems like it's having another moment right now. Like I feel like it's more people are talking about it than have been. I'm
Yeah,
seeing
and
it
we
in
know
more
some of the
places.
people I think involved in the ham world. My take on kind of
Yeah.
whatever you want to call meme coins or scene coins or tokens or whatnot, is I think there's a little bit of the tendency to, wherever you're sitting, is to try to find the ones that are going off and then go in there and figure out what you're missing. So it's like, oh, ham's taking off. Let me go there. Let me figure that out.
Yeah.
Or, oh, here's higher. Usually too late by the time you're doing that. And, or
Yeah.
not always, but
Not always,
I think
but
it's
yeah.
better to do it from the other way, which is like find the spaces you're going to want to hang out in when, and if there's any sort of experimentation or tokenization happening in within, you have the I guess the confidence and some facts and knowledge and know what you're doing, as opposed to trying to kind of chase something because you'll, oh, I don't know, just like,
Yeah.
I guess DGen. I'm trying to think back. It's not like we were involved, like we were not, I was not super involved in the DGen community before DGen launched. Actually, I'm still not. So go figure. But
Yeah.
Ham,
I think there's some that just have longer staying power, and it really depends on the founder. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It just because it's hard to keep a meme coin going beyond a week, honestly. If you're still going beyond a week, that's saying something because most of them have they zip up and they flash out and they're gone. Um, unless you've created some other kind of use cases, and I think that's why DGen Ham, Moxie to some extent, but still it's still finding its ground because they have other use cases for the coin. It starts to take on a different approach. So yeah, so DGen and Ham aren't meme coins. Maybe. They definitely started that way. They may have, and I think that's what happens is some of them do like they go beyond that, right? They go to a different level. And same thing with ETH. I mean, there's an argument to be made that Bitcoin was a meme coin, that ETH was a meme coin at one point, but they've obviously taken on different use cases, and that makes the difference if you can use it for stuff.
yeah,
So Moxie, yeah.
they passed my
Moxie's interesting.
definition. They passed
Yeah.
my definition for a meme coin,
Yeah.
which in terms of like, and to your point of like other ones could as well, but where the value comes from is just a community of people who are choosing to play with,
Give it value. Yeah.
yeah, give it value. And
Yeah.
um,
And there's
it
nothing
doesn't
wrong.
mean,
Like, I
there's
don't think
not utility. It doesn't mean there's
yeah.
not utility, but it's,
Like Dogecoin is obviously like the biggest meme coin. Like it has no real utility at all. And it was never meant to be. So I think like that is not a bad thing at all. But if you end up then building in some utility, it just gives it longer life. That's all. So we'll see. We're still waiting for Elon to put Doge into everything he does. I
oh
believe that
yes.
was the
Well,
promise that was given. The
okay.
promise that was given.
Final question I have. So if we think a Trump presidency is good for crypto, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden all your friends will be asking you like, "Hey, what's that
Oh
crypto
god.
thing? What's that Bitcoin thing you've been doing?"
Oh Lord. That's true.
Anyway,
I hadn't even thought about that. Oh god.
how will the vibes change in Farcaster? Will we see an influx of people unrelated to, like in the past we've seen influx only when something happens on Farcaster, right? And it's the, between DGen frames. Um,
I don't know.
and then, so
I
should
don't think
this
we'll have an
be good
immediate
for
influx.
Farcaster? Will the
I
vibes
don't
change? How
It
do we
should be
feel?
good. It should be good for crypto overall. I would think it would be good for anything crypto related because it's just going to allow more things to get funded. It's going to allow more integrations. People are going to take more risks, but also that's going to have a downside too. I think there's going to be a lot more grifts, a lot more of that aspect too, because people will feel a little bolder. So I
Hmm.
think it's a lot of buyer beware. Um, Maybe. So yeah, it just depends on like what happens next. Who knows? But I do think that I've seen Senator Lummis again. I was going to say tweeting about the Bitcoin reserve, and she had put
Hmm.
a bill forward to start a stockpile of Bitcoin, 5 million Bitcoin, I think was the plan, um, and put that in a reserve to like we hold gold. have this be
Yes.
the Bitcoin reserve. I think that's going to find a lot more support than it would have before this election. Not because of necessarily, I think it could have found support regardless of who was in the White House. I'm talking about because of Congress, because there was a huge shift in Congress in terms of crypto friendly versus non. And I think that is where that's going to be really helpful. So we'll see. So I don't know how much impact we'll see. I don't think we'll see anything soon, but I think it's going to allow for different levels of experimentation. So I think eventually we'll see more folks head over. But I didn't even think about my friends are going to be asking me about Bitcoin
They will.
aspect of this. Oh
Oh, we
no,
can
I
send them.
think they will. I think you're right.
They will.
I think you're right. Anyway, all right. Well, that is that for us for today. We will be back next week, and 3 p.m. we'll have our pre-recorded sessions that we're doing on cryptocurrencies that are integrated into Farcaster and how those sort of work, and talk a little bit more about the crypto rails of Farcaster. And then we're going to do some more office hours right here until 5. So anything else, Adrienne, before we call it? Thanks for everybody who popped in, and thanks for your questions. And it's been fun chatting. And Gloomy Llama, you're also Hamalama, by the way. Best name ever. Hamalama Ding Dong. I mean, come on. It's fantastic.
Where are you seeing that? You just
You
know
don't
that?
see it up above? It said, I'm
Oh,
Hamalama.
Hamalama.
I'm Hamalama. Like Hama. It's probably
Oh,
Hama. I'm saying Hamalama so I can say
yeah,
Hamalama Ding Dong. But
Hamal.
yeah, I think it's
That's
probably Hamalama.
so
Hamalama
many
or
llamas.
it's Hamalama. I don't know which, but yeah, looks like they have multiple accounts. So I'm now following all of them. All right. And with
Alrighty.
that, friends, we will be back to our regular talking.
Your voice. It's like,
All right, everybody. We will
there
see you. Toodles. Bye-bye.